Israeli Prime Minister says we won't accept a two-state solution. So this is, I suppose there's two schools of thought here. One is that you've got to give the Palestinians a state or it's going to happen again. The other thought, Saida, is that this means Israel is always going to have control over Gaza.
Yeah, well, look, there are two solutions, aren't there, in Israel. One is a two-state solution in Israel and Palestine, and one is a one-state solution where everybody who makes up those lands has equal rights within those lands. And at the moment, Netanyahu doesn't accept either. He doesn't accept that Palestinians should have equal rights, and he now is clearly openly saying he doesn't believe that they should have a state of their own. Many of us have known that this is what he believes, and I think to some extent, although it's difficult to now see in black and white, I'm glad that it's now out in the open, because so many people, including hundreds and hundreds of Israelis, have been for years taken to the streets saying that Netanyahu is part of the problem, that he's not a partner for peace, he's not good for Palestinians, but he's not good for Israelis either. And I think it's now high time that the United States and the UK take a long, hard look at their foreign policy and decide whether or not he's somebody that they can carry on doing business with.
Is he right, though, to say this, Gemma, do you think, that he can't see or allow a two-state solution?
No, I think I agree. I think he's saying out loud what everybody's been thinking, and
Well, the Palestinians can't have their own country.
No. We've been suspecting that Netanyahu thinks like this, right? And I personally have been watching in horror. And you know, we had the South African court the other day accusing Israel of genocide. And history is not going to look kindly back on this period. And I do think that the stance of America and the UK and is pretty pitiful, personally.
But if you're, I suppose, having Netanyahu's name in it creates an argument straight away. But if you're the leader of Israel, you're thinking, wait, we can't allow Gaza and West Bank to be a separate state because we'll get attacked again. It's basically a security thing, isn't it? That's all it is.
Well, there's two parts to this. You either decide that you want to have a permanent occupation and subjugate a people forever, and that is not sustainable and has never been sustainable historically, or you decide that actually you don't want to give a peoples a state, and then you have to give them equal rights within a single state. But he's not agreeable to that either. I mean, he cannot say that the Palestinians are going to remain subjugated second-class citizens forever, or alternatively, we're going to bomb them so that they no longer exist.
I think he basically has said
and now he said that. And now he said that, Jeremy. I think the United Kingdom and the US have to say openly he's not a partner for peace. He's part of the problem. As long as he remains, we will never get a solution, and it's time for him to go.
There hasn't been any solution mooted, and the bombing just continues and continues, and the numbers are horrifying.
That's true. And I guess that when if you're an Israeli citizen and you're looking at it from the other side, you say, look, this started on October the 7th. Of course, everyone then says, no, it didn't. And they still got hostages they're trying to get back. So it's
But there was a massive
miserable
march in Israel, as you say. This isn't, you know, nobody wants to get all tribal about it. You know, it is Netanyahu doesn't necessarily represent people in Israel.
And the number of Israelis who over the years have taken to the streets, including here outside Downing Street when he came for an official visit, where, you know, British Jews and Israelis were stood on the street saying, do not give this man the credibility that you're giving him because he's not good for Israel.
OK.